Hello Mushkins, and in this video I will be fixing a lot of different slimes that I bought from various slime accounts, and a lot of these slimes are really old and they've been standing for a long time, so they've gone really liquid. So in this video I will just be showing you how to fix a slime and what it's like after you fixed it. And in this video I'm not going to be doing a full review on all of the slimes or the slime companies that I bought these slimes from. If you would like to know those details, please refer to the description of this video and I will link a few review videos over there if you'd like to go and watch those. Just a little disclaimer before I start fixing any of the slimes in this video. All of these slimes have been standing in my cupboard for a really long time and I haven't played with them in a really long time as well. So naturally slime just goes liquid, and it's not a reflection on the different slime companies. It's just what slime does over time if you don't play with it. But it's super easy to fix. In this video I'll be using an activator solution, a borax based activator solution of 1 teaspoon of borax to 1 cup of water. You just mix that through and then you add little bits at a time to your liquefied slime and just mix it through with a little spoon, and then you can just knead it through and then you get the perfect slime in the end. So the first slimes that I'll be fixing are from Snoop Slimes, and a lot of these slimes I bought about a year ago, and the other smaller tubs I bought about 2 years ago. So a lot of these slimes are really old, and I decided to fix them because they were the most liquid ones out of my entire collection. So I just wanted to show you as well that by adding just some activated solution to a normal really liquid clear slime, you can fix it really easily. And this is not a fun process. I really dislike fixing liquid slimes just because it gets so messy. So I recommend doing this on a plate or just on a really big surface that you can clean easily afterwards, just because it does get messy. The glue does drip everywhere, so just try and keep it contained on a plate or in a container. In this video, I wanted to show you the different liquefied slimes from the different slime accounts first, and then after that clip of fixing all the slimes, I wanted to show you what the slimes were like a few hours later after fixing them, because often you would think that your slime is overactivated, oh, and I've added too much activator, but then you'll find after an hour or so the slime is perfect, or even after a day it's really smooth and thick, which is what happened to these slimes. I think I overactivated quite a few of them, but then in a few hours it becomes this really thick, perfect slime. If you've already seen my Snoop Slimes review video, you would know that my dragon egg slime arrived with green gold leaf and not gold leaf, so that's why this slime is green. It's not because it's molded or anything, it's just that the gold leaf turned green. After activating all of my big slimes from Snoop Slimes, I decided to go through the mini slimes that I bought from her, and these were not fun to do. It's this, when the slime is smaller, it's just a lot more difficult to try and get the perfect texture, and often I overactivate them because I just get so frustrated with the small quantity of slime, so I just add way too much activator, which is probably what happened with my crunch slimes. Always when I try and activate these, they become really hard over time, and it's just not fun to do. And that's exactly what happened to this 2-year-old slime. I already tried to fix this one for a previous YouTube video, and I just completely ruined it. It didn't work at all. So now it actually turned into this big solid block of foam beads after another year of just standing, which was pretty interesting to see. After fixing all of the clear slimes that I got from her, I wanted to see what my 2 cloud slimes were like. And this first one I actually got a year ago, and this one was still perfect. It still had the same texture as when I first got it, and it still drizzled quite well. So I didn't need to fix this one. This next green cloud slime is 2 years old, and I already tried to fix this one in a previous YouTube video, and I added a little bit of activated solution to it, which is why I think it turned into this massive sludge. So don't do that to Snoop Slimes cloud slimes. Do not add activated to any cloud slime actually, because I do think it will turn into a sludge. And now to end off this Snoop Slimes segment, I wanted to show you what the slimes look like after about an hour or 2 after activating it, and it turned all of these slimes into these amazing thick clear slimes. And please don't worry if you accidentally overactivate a slime like I did with this Turtle Cove slime. It will turn into a really awesome slime overnight, or just give it about 2 days and it really will turn into an amazing slime. So don't worry if you overactivate it slightly, or even by a little bit. You'll just have to let it stand for a bit longer. Next, I'm going to try and fix my 2 slimes that I got from Glitter Slimes about a year ago. And again, if you would like to see what these slimes looked like when I got them, please refer to the description of this video and I will link that video over there just so that you can go watch the original video. So both of these slimes were really liquid and I had to activate them quite a bit. And I found activating the basic slimes a lot easier compared to activating all the clear slimes that I had to do for Snoop Slimes. And surprisingly, both of these slimes still had the potent fragrance like they had when I first got them. So the fragrance didn't disappear like some did for the slimes that I got from Snoop Slimes. And then after letting these slimes stand for a little bit after activating, they both turned into these really awesome thick slimes, just like they were when I first got them. Next, we have the slimes that I got from Tibble Slimes, and all 3 of these slimes are 3 months old, so they're not that old, but I just had to activate them a tiny little bit, especially this Beach Towels one, which is a basic slime. So I had to activate this one a little bit, but it was so easy to do, and I didn't struggle at all compared to the clear slimes that I had to do for Snoop Slimes. This Mermaid Fudge slime is a clay or butter slime, I think it's called, and this one just had to be activated slightly. It almost didn't need any activator, but there was a thin layer of stickiness right at the bottom, which is probably the clay and the actual slime separating from each other a little bit. So I just had to mix that through and the slime was as good as new. Next we have the Icy Slime that I ordered from Tibble Slimes, and this one also didn't need any activator at all. And then after letting the slimes rest for a little bit, both the beach towel slime and the Mermaid Fudge slime turned into these really thick slimes, just as good as new, and all three slimes also still smelled just as good as when I got them. Next we have my slimes from Momo Slimes, and all three of these slimes are about 3 months old, and all three of them are also quite liquid, so I had to activate them all quite a bit. And if some of you are wondering why I'm using a spoon, it's often just easier to test the consistency or the texture of the slime by sticking in a spoon just before you put your finger in, and then your whole finger is full of glue. I could activate all 3 of these slimes pretty easily, and all 3 of them also turned into these really awesome thick slimes, just like when I got them. Next, we have my slimes from My Happy Hobby Slimes, and all of these slimes are about 4 months old, and all of them were also really liquid, so I just had to activate them all a little bit as well. After activating the slimes and letting them stand for a little bit, all of them turned into these really perfect thick slimes, just like when I got them the first time. And these slimes also had the same potent scents as when I got them, so the scents didn't disappear over time. So I really love all of these slimes from My Happy Hobby Slimes. Next we have my slimes from Slime Fantasies, and all of these slimes are about 3 months old, and I was really surprised that only the bubblegum free slime needed activator. All the others were actually still perfect. My cookie dough slime also needed a tiny little bit of activator, but it was still a really holdable slime, and the texture was still perfect, and all of the scents of all of these slimes was still amazing. They didn't disappear over time or anything, so this was also a really pleasant experience. My pizza dough slime was still absolutely perfect. This one didn't need any activator whatsoever, so I was really surprised about that, because usually you get a tiny little sticky layer at the bottom with some clay slimes just because the clay separates from the slime, but this was still a really perfect slime. The scent was still amazing and really potent, so that was awesome. Next we have my garlic bread slime, and this one did separate at the bottom to leave a tiny little sticky slime layer, so I did add a tiny bit of activator for this one, but I think if I just left it and mixed the stickiness into the rest of the slime, it would have been fine. And this is what the slimes look like after letting them sit for a little while. The bubblegum free slime was still slightly sticky, but I think that might just be because it's a jelly slime. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I should have added a tiny bit more activator for this one. And then when I played with the garlic bread slime again, it was an absolutely perfect texture, no stickiness whatsoever. Next we have my slimes from Slime Obsidian, and all three of these are about 3 months old. Next we have my bubble bath jelly slime, and this one is a jelly slime, and this one was still perfect in every way, still really thick. It was maybe slightly sticky, but I just added the tiniest bit of activator and it really just turned into the perfect slime. Next we have my banana bread slime, and this one was actually the only one that needed quite a bit of activator just to get that sticky slime layer mixed into the rest of the slime. But after activating it, it turned into a really thick butter slime. And then lastly, we have my cloud slime from Slime Obsidian, and this one still felt perfect, just like the first time that I got it, and it still drizzled really well as well, and it also smelled so good, just like the previous two slimes. And then to end off this video, I just wanted to show you the texture of banana bread after you've fixed it and let it stand for a while. It turns into this really thick butter slime, just like when I got it the first time. And then the whole point of this video is also just to show you that any liquid slime can actually be fixed and turned into the original state. You don't have to throw it out, but please just make sure that you play with clean hands and on clean surfaces when you do play with your slimes and when you do take them out, just to make them last longer. Otherwise mold might grow or you might get dirt in it. So just take care of your slimes and they can last for years.